Hi, this is Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about ghosting by employers. What's happening on the other side? This ghosting is a very, very touchy subject, and I've written an article about it years ago. I'm going to include it in the links below the video so you can reference it. But, it's something that has happened for decades. I think it's getting more and more, hurtful to happen. I feel like we're in a very sensitive time period. And then with social media amplifying people's anger regarding being ghosted, I just feel like it's being talked about everywhere, and it's happening everywhere. It may be, I don't know if it's necessarily happening more or if we're just hearing more about it. That remains to be seen, but we're definitely hearing more about it. That's for sure, with social media amplifying it, and it can bring job seekers down. And I want to shed some light on what's happening on the other side when a job seeker feels ghosted or is ghosted by an employer. What's happening? And again, it's never okay. It's never, ever okay. But I think just having a few insights on what's happening on the other side can help you minimize the damage to your heart and the damage to your head that ghosting can do when it happens to you. So first and foremost, I personally believe ghosting is more along the lines of when you've gone through, 3, 4, 5 interviews, the final interview, you're being led on to believe you're a final candidate worthy of consideration, and then boom, nothing happens and you don't hear anything, you don't get any closure. That to me is true ghosting and is always, always wrong. I just don't think there's ever a reason not to call somebody back when they have invested time and often money going through your process and be good enough to get to the end. Where I think some people do some unnecessary damage to their heart and their head is when they submit a resume to a job posting, say, very impersonal, and they don't hear back, and they view that as ghosting. I'm going to give you an example. Every time someone sells something to you, if you've had a contractor come to your house to do work, if you are walking into a retail store and you decide not to buy the shoes that you just tried on, do you give reasons why you're not moving forward? Typically, no, right? You kind of just walk out and you don't say anything, and the person understands you don't want the shoes or you're not going to go with them to get the new kitchen. Well, when you submit a resume to a job posting and you don't hear back, I think that's just you being a salesperson, you being the product. They're not going to get back to you every time. Now, it would be good form for that employer to get back to you. And depending on what their business is, especially if it's like a consumer product, and you're a consumer of their product, they should treat everyone well who might be buying their product, right? So, but I think that when there's no real investment on behalf of the employer, that in evaluating you and you've just approached them and you don't get a response, don't think that's ghosting. That's just you taking a shot. And if you can manage your expectations around that, you won't feel as bad. Some other situations that happen, when someone is not hearing a response from an employer, there could be a myriad of reasons. And actually, my next pop-up career chat, we're having HR manager of the manager method, Ashley Hurd, come on. If you go to popupcareerchat.com, and we're going to talk about the HR's perspective regarding hiring and what the process is and what they're looking for. And you would be surprised. It's not necessarily your skills that they're looking for in hiring executives or anyone else for that matter. So I want you to join me. Go to popupcareerchat.com. Join me for the next event we're having with Ashley Hurd of Manager Method. And we're going to talk about HR's perspective on hiring. And again, ghosting could be one of these topics that we talk about. It's definitely a hot topic, but I think there's other insights that we can share that are going to be much more valuable as to what a company is looking for and what they want. Because if you can be what they want, that in and of itself can alleviate some ghosting, right? Because then you are the person they want. So let's talk about what we can do and not necessarily harp about what we can't fix, but let's harp on what we can fix. So come to my next pop-up career chat with Ashley Hurd. And if you're seeing this after the event's passed, go to Pop-Up Career Chat and register for the next, popupcareerchat.com and register for the next event. We bring on recruiting, HR, tangentially related professionals to the hiring and recruiting process, such as employment lawyers, executive coaches. We bring all sorts of professionals that interact with executives and shedding light on what's happening in that hiring process. So if you feel like someone you would benefit from this, I'm going to ask you to share this video with them so they can join us and they can benefit from what I just shared today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss next week's video. Like the video if you like it, and feel free to comment, ask me questions. I read and reply to every comment, question, or DM as best as I can. So make sure you interact with me and let me know what you're thinking, either through the comments below or send me a DM or an email, lr@chameleonresumes.com, and I will get back to you. So have a great day. I hope this helped you, and I look forward to seeing you at the next pop-up career chat. Go to popupcareerchat.com. Have a great day.